In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on December 17, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Duke versus George Mason. This non-conference showdown on the hardwood features a compelling matchup between a member of the Atlantic 10 and one of the Atlantic Coast Conference's most formidable programs. The George Mason Patriots hit the road for a tough test as they head to Tobacco Road to face the 4th-ranked Duke Blue Devils on Tuesday night. George Mason enters this game on the heels of a solid 76-64 victory over Tulane on December 7, though they failed to cover the spread as 13-point favorites. Duke, meanwhile, cruised to a dominant 72-46 win over Incarnate Word at home last Tuesday, but similarly fell short of covering the massive 34-point line. Historically, Duke has controlled this matchup, winning all 3 previous meetings. Their most recent clash came on December 9, 2006, when the Blue Devils secured a 69-53 victory at home. The Duke Blue Devils arrive at this contest ranked in the top 5 nationally and riding a wave of momentum as they aim for their 5th consecutive win. One of their most impressive performances this season was a statement victory over Auburn earlier this month, showcasing their ability to perform at a high level against strong competition. On the other hand, George Mason comes into this matchup having won 5 straight games, a streak that highlights their recent success. However, the Patriots' season has not been without its setbacks. Their record includes a 19-point blowout loss to Marquette, as well as a pair of narrow, 1-point defeats, one to Central Michigan and the other to East Carolina in double overtime. While the Patriots have managed to put together an impressive win total so far, it must be noted that their schedule has been relatively soft. Under head coach Tony Skinn, George Mason has played competitive basketball this season, and with a bit more luck, they could easily hold a 9-1 record. The 2 razor-thin losses to Central Michigan and East Carolina are evidence of their ability to keep games close, though their one significant misstep, an 82-63 loss to Marquette in the season's 2nd game, raises some questions about their ability to handle top-tier competition. Unfortunately for the Patriots, their task will be even more challenging as they step into one of college basketball's most intimidating venues, Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke enters this game firing on all cylinders, having won 4 consecutive contests. The Blue Devils have demonstrated a balanced, well-rounded approach, excelling on both ends of the court, which makes them a formidable opponent, especially at home. Given the setting and Duke's current form, the advantage here clearly goes to the home team. So the Duke Blue Devils to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When it comes to scoring totals, George Mason has seen the over-hit in 5 of their 9 games this season, giving them a 5-4 mark in that category. The Patriots' success so far has largely been built on their strong defensive efforts. Statistically, George Mason ranks among the best in several key categories. They are 4th in the nation in effective field goal percentage defense, 3rd in overall field goal percentage defense, and 7th in 2-point shooting defense. However, they are less effective when it comes to defending the perimeter, allowing 7.2 3-pointers per game and holding opponents to a respectable 28.3% 3-point shooting clip. The Patriots also favor a slower pace, ranking 267th in adjusted tempo with an average of just 66.3 possessions per game. On the other side, Duke has seen the under-hit in 7 of their 10 games this season, giving them a 7-3 record against the posted total. The Blue Devils have been a lead on both offense and defense, ranking 12th in offensive efficiency, and an even more impressive 2nd in defensive efficiency according to Ken Palm. Duke also plays at a deliberate pace, averaging just 66.9 possessions per game, which ranks them 246th in adjusted tempo. Offensively, the Blue Devils take care of the ball well, sitting 62nd in turnover percentage, and they are efficient inside the arc, ranking 71st in 2-point shooting percentage at 56.6%. Both teams' deliberate styles of play are reflected in their adjusted tempo rankings. Duke comes into this game sitting 246th, with only 66.9 possessions per 40 minutes, while George Mason is not far behind, ranking shooting 268 with 66.4 possessions per 40 minutes. The slower pace combined with strong defensive efficiency on both sides suggests this game will be more of a grinded-out affair. Duke, in particular, has established itself as one of the country's most dominant defensive teams, allowing just 89 points per 100 possessions, which ranks second nationally. George Mason has also been stingy defensively, sitting 51st in the nation by conceding just 99.1 points per 100 possessions. With both teams preferring a methodical pace and relying heavily on their defensive strengths, it's likely that this game will remain a low-scoring affair. Both programs have demonstrated their ability to make life difficult for opponents, and neither is inclined to push the tempo. For these reasons, the game is expected to finish under the projected total. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Western Carolina versus Tennessee. The Western Carolina Catamounts are set to face off against the Tennessee Volunteers on Tuesday in a college basketball showdown at Thompson-Boling Arena. Both teams come into this matchup with vastly different trajectories, as Tennessee aims to extend its perfect record while Western Carolina looks to bounce back from a rough stretch of games. Western Carolina currently sits at a 3-6 record for the season after falling to UNC Asheville in their most recent outing, 78-61. The Catamounts struggle to keep pace early, trailing by a score of 42-33 at halftime, and they couldn't gain much traction in the second half either, managing to put up just 28 points. Shooting woes plagued Western Carolina throughout the game, as they connected on only 39.3% of their attempts from the field, a dismal 24.1% from three-point range, and an equally disappointing 46.2% from the free throw line. Prior to that game, the Catamounts were defeated by SC Upstate 74-68. However, there was a brief highlight for the team when they secured a win over Bellarmine in the game before that. On the other side, the Tennessee Volunteers have been unstoppable so far this season, improving to a pristine 10-0 record following a narrow 66-64 victory over Illinois. It was a nail-biter from start to finish, as Tennessee held just a slim 31-30 lead at the break and needed a clutch basket right at the buzzer to seal the win. While the Volunteers didn't have their sharpest offensive performance, shooting just 32.3% from the field and 25% from beyond the arc, they did show some poise at the free throw line, converting 71.4% of their attempts. Prior to this hard-fought contest, Tennessee rattled off impressive victories in their first 9 games, which included notable wins over powerhouse programs such as Louisville, Virginia, Baylor, Syracuse, and Miami. Although the Volunteers emerged victorious against Illinois, it was far from their cleanest performance. Their shooting struggles were evident, as Tennessee connected on just 32.3% of their attempts. Fortunately, their defensive strength shone through, holding Illinois to an even lower 29.4% shooting from the field. The Volunteers also dominated the glass, earning a 42-37 rebounding advantage. Notably, this marked only the second time all season that Tennessee finished a game with fewer than 75 points. On the other hand, Western Carolina's offensive woes were on full display in their recent loss to UNC Asheville. The Catamounts managed to shoot just 39.3% from the field and coughed up 15 turnovers along the way. A troubling trend has emerged for Western Carolina this season. They have failed to score 70 or more points in each of their 6 losses. Heading into this matchup, Tennessee will look to build on their momentum after a hard-fought road victory over Illinois. The Volunteers have been exceptional on both ends of the floor this season and currently boast one of the best defenses in the country, allowing just 58 points per game. Meanwhile, Western Carolina finds itself in a downward spiral, having dropped 5 of their last 6 contests. Offensive production has been a significant issue for the Catamounts, as they have scored 62 points or fewer in 3 of their last 5 games. While the point spread for this game is substantial, Tennessee's stifling defense and well-rounded offense give them a clear edge. The Volunteers should have little trouble holding Western Carolina to fewer than 60 points, making the Tennessee Volunteers to win and cover the spread as favorites our full-game side pick. Statistically, Western Carolina has averaged 73 points per game this season while giving up 76 points per contest. The Catamounts have also averaged 39.9 rebounds and 13.9 assists per game. In comparison, Tennessee has been far more dominant on both ends of the court, averaging 81 points per game while holding opponents to just 58 points. The Volunteers have also managed 38.7 rebounds and 16.2 assists per contest. Given Tennessee's offensive firepower and defensive prowess, the projected total points for this game could easily surpass expectations, making over the projected total our full game total pick. North Carolina versus Florida. This matchup on the hardwood promises to be a thrilling battle between two power conference programs as the Atlantic Coast Conference goes head-to-head with the Southeastern Conference in the heart of Buzz City. The North Carolina Tar Heels will hit the road to face off against the 7th-ranked Florida Gators on Tuesday night as part of the highly anticipated Jumpman Invitational. North Carolina enters this contest fresh off a dominant 93-67 victory over LaSalle at home on Saturday, a game where the Tar Heels easily covered the spread as 21-point favorites. Meanwhile, Florida maintained its impressive momentum by defeating Arizona State 83-66 on the road in their previous outing, covering the line as 7-point favorites. Historically, these two teams have met 5 times, with North Carolina holding a narrow 3-2 edge in the all-time series. The most recent meeting came on November 28, 2014, when the Tar Heels claimed a 75-64 win during the Battle for Atlantis tournament. Both teams enter this matchup with impressive offensive firepower as they rank among the top 20 programs nationwide in scoring offense. However, the key contrast between these teams lies on the defensive side of the court. Florida's defense has been notably strong this season, ranking in the top 50 nationally in scoring defense, while North Carolina has struggled mightily, sitting near the bottom 40 in the country when it comes to limiting opposing offenses. The Tar Heels' defensive woes have been on full display this season, as they have already allowed their opponents to score 90 or more points on 4 separate occasions. Notably, North Carolina suffered losses in games where they managed to score 89 and 91 points, highlighting their inability to get key stops. On the other hand, Florida's defense has been far more consistent. While the Gators surrendered 83 points to South Florida in their season opener, they have since allowed more than 70 points just once, proving their defensive resilience. Florida is currently firing on all cylinders and shows no signs of slowing down, making it hard to imagine them stumbling against a North Carolina team that has consistently struggled against top-tier competition. The Tar Heels are just 4-6 against the spread this season and a disappointing 1-2 when matched up against ranked opponents. Florida's offensive production has been nothing short of dominant, as the Gators attempt an average of 65.8 field goals per game, which ranks 10th in all of college basketball. Additionally, they average 30.8 field goals made per contest, good for 12th nationally. Defensively, the Gators have been equally impressive, holding their opponents to an effective field goal percentage of just 43.3%, which ranks as the 11th best mark in Division I. Conversely, North Carolina's defensive inefficiencies may prove costly in this matchup. The Tar Heels rank in the bottom 10 nationally in field goal attempts allowed per game at 66.7, which is far too many opportunities to concede against a team as efficient and disciplined as Florida. While there is an argument to be made for North Carolina keeping things competitive since this game takes place in Charlotte, essentially a home environment for the Tar Heels, their track record in high-stakes games this season does not inspire much confidence. To this point, North Carolina has struggled in nearly every major matchup, and Florida may be the strongest team they've faced so far. The Gators, on the other hand, are rolling at both ends of the floor and boast one of the most suffocating defenses in the country. Florida also holds a solid 7-3 record against the spread this season. With all signs pointing to continued dominance, the Florida Gators to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The high-scoring nature of North Carolina's games this season has made the over a frequent occurrence, as it has hit in 6 of their 10 contests thus far. The Tar Heels have been strong offensively, ranking 21st in offensive efficiency and 28th in turnover percentage, averaging just 14.3% turnovers per game. Their two-point shooting has been respectable as well, sitting at 55.1%, which ranks 107th nationally. North Carolina's fast-paced style of play has been a key factor in their offensive production. According to Ken Palm, the Tar Heels are one of the fastest teams in the country, ranking 6th in adjusted tempo with an average of 74 possessions per game. On the other side, Florida's games have trended toward the under, with 6 of their 10 matchups finishing below the projected total. This is largely due to the Gators' stellar defensive performance. Florida ranks 22nd in defensive efficiency, 11th in effective field goal percentage defense, 21st in field goal percentage defense, and an impressive 17th in two-point field goal percentage defense. Their ability to lock down opponents and control the pace of play has been a defining feature of their success this season. Unlike North Carolina, Florida plays at a much slower tempo, ranking 98th in adjusted tempo with an average of 69.8 possessions per game, according to Ken Palm. Given the disparity between these two teams' defenses and the contrasting styles of play, this game is likely to fall short of the total. Florida's disciplined and highly efficient defense will likely stifle North Carolina's offensive output, limiting their ability to score at their usual pace. As a result, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.